Hello guys. As usual, let's check if you can hear me well. Yes, hi. So if you can hear me well, please write something into the chat. I hope everything is okay, because we did not have any live webinars for some time, so maybe it's not working as well as before. All right. So if you can hear me well, today we have this webinar which is called How to Improve Your Sales of Smart Home Systems. And actually this one is for a reason, because most of our clients, they say, okay, we try to sell, but what we sell to people is we sell cameras, we sell some kind of small devices, but we cannot truly sell smart homes, because this is not an easy thing. Most of the companies which can sell smart homes, they are a little bit different. They are quite big companies. They are a long time on the market, and they have everything set up in terms of sales. So if you are more a company who previously did like only IT stuff, like small installations, then it's not so easy for you to start good sales. So this webinar is pretty much about everything, a little bit about everything which is needed for you to improve your sales. So many of things which we will speak here is like typical. So most of the big companies, they use it every day. But I asked quite a lot of our clients, and most of them, they don't use almost any of it. So they just wait for a client to come and buy something. So the first part will be the attraction of the customer, which is actually the marketing. And the second part will be the leading customer to the deal, which is actually the sale part. And then how to learn more and where to learn more. We actually are preparing the training, the full featured training. Part of it will be technical, part of it will be sales, and part of it will be for business owners only. So I will speak a little bit about this training which we prepare, and first time we will speak about pricing also for this training. Okay, so about me a little bit. I have experience about 20 years on home and building automation market. What I usually do is I create a network of dealers in a country, and then support for this network of dealers, like technical support, and going to sites and support with talking with their clients, and helping with sales part and helping with technical part. So I have quite a lot of experience when speaking about talking to real clients. Also, I have been a project manager in a lot of projects for home and building automations, some of them small, some of them very big. I think maybe more than 200 projects which I have been a project manager. And also quite a lot of other things which I will not speak about right now. So let's start. The attraction of the customer. The attraction of the customer is the part which is usually called the marketing. And for the marketing, you need to use some things which are quite easy to understand, but once you start using it. If you never used it, it means you have not a lot of clients and your business is not actually sustainable. So the first part will be a little bit about instruments which are being used, so they are quite obvious. And then there will be a small part about brand, about your brand and how you show it to clients. And then there will be a part about other things which should be considered, because we don't have a lot of time, but I need to mention them so you just understand that they exist. And this is just a little scratch about marketing, and of course the most part will take much longer time, and we will try to do it on a bigger training. So let's start about marketing instruments which are usually used. So the first thing which you need to think about is lead magnet. And the lead magnet is a very important thing which attracts clients to you. Because clients right now, they have a lot of advertising everywhere. So something should attract clients to you. This can be different things, but the most important thing which should be your client lead magnet is called unique selling proposition. If you don't have unique selling proposition, sometimes they call it USP, then you should do it. So there is a small template which will help you to do a unique sales proposition, to make your own sales proposition, and which will become your own sales magnet in the future. So this is a typical template for a unique sales proposition for smart home installation. So let's start from here. So unique sales proposition is always for someone, so it's for some kind of a customer. So here is the example for a new house buyer. Let's say the client bought a new house, and then this guy needs enhanced security and comfort. So quite a lot of people buying new house, they buy it already done. But many of them, they would like to make additional fit out, and they need smart home system. So for a client who bought a new house, for example, and needs enhanced security and comfort, we offer. The company, let's say we call it Smart Installer LLC or something, which is experts in smart security and, let's say, lighting. What they do? They know smart home technology better than anyone else. So this is the thing which stands out comparing to others. And then a little bit about others. So unlike usual messy contractors, which will make a very bad system for you and which will make a system for a long time, which will get a lot of money for it, and this system will not work well, we will do it different way. And then a small phrase about what we will do for the client. So Smart Installer LLC is the one to make your reliable home system installation flawless. So this is an example, this is a template. So inside this template you can put your own company name in here. You can put your own clients, which can be different, and for every company this unique selling proposition, that's why it's unique, because it's different for every company. So for your company it will be very different from this one or from any other company. So what you need to do, if you did not do it before, you need to put into this template what you do and what is your offer to the client. Okay, I hope this one is clear. So once you have this unique selling proposition, inside this USP you will find a lead magnet which you will use later in all the marketing which you have. Now let's continue. So what you also need to do is you need to understand some marketing wording. So you need to understand what is CEO and CEM. This is for the very, very beginning. So what is SEO? Sorry, not CEO, but SEO and SEM. So what is SEO? SEO is search engines optimization. So let's say you have a website and you would like to have a native traffic on this website. So not paying money for it, but get people who would like to have a smart home naturally. So for this one, you will need to use search engines optimizations, SEO. So special people, they do this. People who understand how to do this. Usually when you develop the website, it is best when you develop it according to SEO rules. And then we have SEM. SEM is search engines marketing. So this one you use when you pay for it. So for this one, you pay only for a person who makes this optimization one time and then tells you what to do so this optimization exists and lives. And for this one, you pay for Google, for example, or for Bing, I don't know. And clients, they can find you when you pay. Okay? And then we have the same part for marketing, but for social media. So we have SMO and SMM. And same part, SMO is social media optimization. So let's say you have an Instagram content and you need to optimize it the way that people can find it. So you don't pay money except for a person who is SMO manager, and you have people coming and seeing you as a brand. So if you have something which you do already with SEO or SMO and things like that, it would be nice if you just put something about this in the chat, so I would see if any of you is doing this. And if you did not do any of it, just say we don't do it, and if you plan to do it or not. Okay, and now SMM. SMM is like the very well-known word. This is for social media marketing, and SMM is something that you pay for. So number 2 and number 4, you pay for it. Number 1 and number 3, they actually can work if you don't pay for it. So 1 and 3 is much, much better and many times better than number 2 and 4. Also very important, if you do 2 and 4, so if you pay, let's say for Facebook, and you pay for Google advertising, that people are staying on your media. So if you have number 1 and 3, people stay. If you have number 3 and 4, people just come to see what you have and maybe go away forever. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time now to speak about this deeper, but this is like the thing which you should keep in mind when you do the marketing. Now, 2 more words. For SEO and SEM, what you need to do is you need a website which you will have with professional articles. So website or a social media part like Facebook with professional articles. So I have, I know a lot of installers which run this kind of websites. So they make articles like, for example, how to control lighting in a villa, or how to use smart locks when you have, I don't know, renovation, something like this. So a lot of articles like this, and they have a lot of text inside, and this text with images, and images preferably of their own, from their own installations. And this makes after maybe few months, people start coming to them. So after they have 10 or 15 articles like this, people start coming to them and they don't pay for it. And these guys, they are actually out of my dealers, like in different countries, they are one of the best buying installers because they have a lot of projects. Even if they write about simple things like, let's say, I don't know, Amazon Ring, how to install Amazon Ring. And this is very small thing which attracts people to them, and people are asking how to install Amazon Ring, and then they understand that they need the whole house home automation and smart home. And after that they have this client, and more, maybe 10, 15 clients a month possible to have very easily if you have this kind of website. Okay. And SMO and SMM, you have it pretty much in Meta. So Meta bought everything important for SMO and SMM, which is Instagram, which is Facebook, and which is WhatsApp. So Instagram is quite easy to understand, and Instagram is mostly for visual content. And in Instagram, you usually attract people like designers, and designers, they see what you do and they start to bring clients to you. And in Facebook, you can attract different kind of people, and also your future employees you can find using Facebook. And it is very important that actually you have two parts of marketing in your company. One part is part which for clients who pay money to you, and another part is for your future employees who want to work in your company, because if you have more clients, you want more people and more good specialists which will do good installations for you. And the better account you have, the more people would like to work with you. And separate thing about messaging and about WhatsApp sales. And WhatsApp sales is quite important, but a little bit later about this one. To successfully work with social media, you will need to understand targetology. So how to target your advertising to good client. It is very important that if you pay, let's say, I don't know, $1,000 per month, let's say like this, you can send all these $1,000 to wrong people. So let's say you think that these kind of people would buy your product, and you spend all your money on this, but actually this kind of people is very targeted audience. Let's say you try to target like CEOs of the companies. So you find them like imagining that they are like rich people and they will buy a new house and they will need a smart home. But you will find out that this audience is very, very expensive. That's why you need a special person, targetologist, which will work like almost 24/7 when you run your campaign. Targetologist finds audiences which is possible as your client and at the same time not so expensive. So you will target, let's say, not, I don't know, 100 people on this money, but like here you see like 1 million of impressions. And then you will have click-through rate, CTR, and you will have CPC. CPC is very important thing, and like what is CPC, and another thing is CPA. CPC is cost per click. Cost per click is how much you pay per client, possible client, who clicked on your advertising and came to your social media. This is important thing which you need to monitor and your targetologist needs to monitor. But more important thing is CPA, cost per acquisition. So let's say someone clicked on your advertising and they became your client. And at the same time, 100 more people clicked on your advertising, you paid for it, but they did not become your client. So this 101 clicks you paid. Let's say you paid $1,000 for this 101 clicks. And you made just one client. So this was your cost per acquisition. So your profit should be at least 4 or 5 times higher from this client than your cost per acquisition. So your profit from this client should be $5,000 if you paid $1,000 to get it. Okay? So if you want from Smarthome $5,000 profit, you will need, let's say, I don't know, $15,000 order. So this should be your medium client. If you pay $1,000 per client, then your medium order from this client should be $15,000. So you should not install cheap systems. Otherwise, you should just choose different kinds of clients which are easier to find. Okay? So next thing about messengers marketing. Messengers marketing is very important. So you can just, let's say you can get a click from the client and they will be interested. So they will click and express their interest to your product. And then if you have a lot of these clicks, you will have a lot of talking with them. But you can also switch it to the quiz. Quiz is the thing which is very captivating for a client. And let's say the quiz will be, let's have a commercial offer for you, dear client, for your house. So let's run this quiz and it will ask like how many rooms you have. What would you like to control? Would you like to control lighting? Yes. Would you like to control like security system? Yes. And so on. So you will have some like game or playing type of quiz. And then at the end, client will have something like the price. And if they contact you, they will have some kind of additional bonus, some kind of a document like with description of his future functions in his smart home, for example. So the quiz is also one of the important things, and some of installers, they use it very, very effectively. So they can, like one of my installer, they said once they run this quiz, once it was new, they had 20 clients every day. Not paying clients, but clients which were interested. So it is quite effective to have a WhatsApp quiz in your marketing. And then next important thing, let's maybe have some small rest from the bigger marketing and let's talk about things which are not so obvious. Not so obvious thing is the brand which you have. So most of you, you have some kind of a name of the company, but you don't promote it as brand. So you say we are like others. We are like any other company which installs like security cameras or something like this. This is like not a very good approach. The thing is that brand development is very important. And if you think about the company which is like a very expensive integrator and client is ready to come to them and pay whatever they ask, So of course there will be some negotiations, but they pay a lot to expensive integrator companies. So let's say for a typical villa for 500 square meters, they will pay, let's say, I don't know, $200,000 for smart home system. So a lot of projects like this and a lot of companies which sell only smart home systems, not less than $200,000 for a 500 square meter. So what is the difference between this expensive integrator and like a typical cheap electrician? Like the guy who comes and helps client install something that client asks. Cheap electrician asks only for hourly payment. So I will work like, let's say, 15 hours, and every hour will be like, let's say, $50. Okay, so this will be your payment, and I will install whatever you want. I will be on your site only this time, and so on. So what is the difference between these businesses? So the difference is obviously the brand. According to quite a lot of research, up to 70% of buying decisions are based on a brand perception. So if you would like to buy a car, the first thing you think about is brand. You don't think, I want like a big car and it doesn't matter what brand will be. You think about brand, and then inside the brand you try to select something. And 30 more percentage is like everyone else who would like to buy for a less price and who would like to search the market, who have a lot of time to search the market and see a better functionality for the price and so on. But most of the people, they look at brand. So the brand, what brand does is brand connects your point of view and client's point of view. So what brand does is connecting these two things. So your point of view, usually, according to Smarthome, is that you have a smart home which you want to sell. Yes, so you want to have money. This is your point of view. And client's point of view is client would like to have more security, more comfort, easier to control, I don't know, color, lighting, and client would like to have, I don't know, modern world of inside his house and modern technology. So your point of view and client's point of view, they are very different. So your brand, as it is perceived by the client, should connect your point of view and client's point of view. So how to do this? The only way is emotionally captivating stories that you tell to the client. So you should have a lot of stories that you have prepared for the client. And these stories, they describe what your brand is. So these should be stories like 2 weeks ago, we were on a site where different company installed security systems and everything burned there, something like this. Like they barely survived. So good company should install this. So we came to fix all this. So this is like one story. Another story could be about, I don't know, like mostly these stories, they are about security, because this is important for a client. They could be about health of the client. There could be a story about, like, I don't know, humidity sensors installed all over the client house and they all stopped getting flu because they got the flu because of too dry air before. And now they understand the humidity and they use humidifiers. And like many more stories should be and you should make your own stories about this. So they all should be emotionally captivating, and you should tell them to the client. So as an example, let's say the company Apple. Yes, what Apple does is producing the hardware, like different kinds of hardware, and where they could move to the brand which is like the best hardware producer. But they move to a different way. So this is like from Apple. They produce their brand message is aesthetics and intuitive design to stimulate creativity. So this is their emotionally captivating story to the client. So every time you watch Apple advertising, you see this behind these advertising. So you will see any advertising from Apple and you will see aesthetics and intuitive design, and we stimulate creativity almost in every advertising. Okay, so this story is about people. This story is not about company which wants to develop something, which wants to sell something, which wants to do something better than others. This is understandable and easy to understand. But this thing is about clients, this thing about people who use your brand. So you should have this story, you should have this message behind your brand. And then you move this message with emotionally captivating stories. Okay, so enough about brand. I hope you just got something from it, because this is like quite high level thing which usually companies which are like $100 million per month and they want like $500 million per month, and they go into this. So if you do it from the beginning, it will be good. It will lead you to success much faster. Okay, and then continue about marketing a little bit more. Interior designer relations. So these are very important relations for any installer. Installer and designer, they are going together all the time. Why? Because designer does something that you can see, and everything that you cannot see, they need someone else to do. So to make a quality engineering, something that you cannot see behind this interior, they always need a good installation company. So a lot of interior designers out there with a lot of orders for you, possible orders. So try to make a good relations with interior designers. Maybe try to find some interior designers which would get some bonus from any of your projects, and they will be very glad to bring you clients, if they of course don't already have a good partner as an installer. And then a word of mouth. Once you have one project, you don't have any word of mouth. But if you make it as a good project and you start promoting this project, so let's say you agree with client that you give them a little bit of discount, but they allow you to make a nice video from it, to make a lot of photos from it, to make some posts. If client would like to keep privacy, you can have just posts about, I don't know, about your installation. So nobody would understand what kind of villa this is and what kind of owner this is if you just take a photo of light and a switch. So this is secure thing. So you can agree with the client, and most of the clients, they agree on it, that once you have your project done good and client is satisfied, you will have a video about this. And then you will have free advertising. You will have a word of mouth, and one person knows that if you need a good smart home, you go to these guys. And then one more person, then one more person. And each of them, when friends ask them, they will recommend you. So word of mouth is very important, and to make a word of mouth, you just keep a good relation with the client, you keep client satisfied, and you agree about marketing materials which you do from the client side. It is best if you do it from the beginning, because closer to the end of the project, when you are getting ready to hand over this project, client is usually more concerned about you finishing this in time, and client is more like negotiating with you. So I will not allow you to do this if you don't do this, something like this. But when you start before client pays, you can tell him, like, we can give like 5% more discount for you if you will agree that we will have some videos, keeping your privacy, but these will be advertising videos for our company. Most of the clients, they agree on it. And then FEI. I bet most of you did not hear about this, but this is like a marketing motto for anything which you do. So anything concerned to marketing should be fun, easy, and instant. So as for a smart home, many companies, they promote it as a complex thing, which is hard to do and which is like a long time to do. And this is their mistake. So client says, okay, not this. I will get everything, but not this. So you need to promote smart home as fun, as easy, as instant. So why smart home is fun? Because you can have voice control, you can have color lighting control, you can have like remote control, you can show it to your friends, and you can have like, it can be fun for children and other things. So smart home can be fun if you describe it as fun and not serious. And smart home can be complex. You can say a lot of protocols, a lot of bus cables, a lot of like wireless standards, and you can speak about this as complex, but you can speak about this as easy. So we just come and we do everything you need. We just come and next time you come to site, everything is done. Something like this, because we are like higher level of specialists in this market. So smart home should be promoted as easy, and then client says yes. And last thing is, smart home is actually not quick thing to install. Sometimes you need like 1 month, and sometimes you need to wait for, I don't know, interior to finish and then install, and then 1 year can pass. So it can take quite a lot of time, but you promote it as instant. So you say, you see this device, you connect this to I don't know, and then motor works by voice, by smartphone, by button. So you see, this is instant, this is quite quick. So you show client that it is fun, easy, and instant, and you make captivating emotional stories about this. So this is the way to sell, to have marketing, sorry. And the way to sell is our next topic. So the part 2 is starting now. So the marketing is getting leads to you. And then once you have these leads, interested clients, possibly interested clients, you move to the sales part. And the sales usually starts from sales department. So can you tell me in chat, please, if you have a sales department or not? I'm just interested if any of you is having a sales department. I think, like, I'm almost sure that most engineering companies, they don't have sales departments. They have like project designers, engineering designers. They have mounting team and installation team, and they have a programming team, and all these guys have one owner in the company who is the salesperson. Usually like this. This is what I usually see. So some companies which are more big, more successful, they have sales department. And sales department is actually the way for you to have more success. So the perfect sales department you can see here on this picture. Like 3 people, they are sales managers. And 1 person is sales director or head sales manager or something like this. So why 3 people? Because they need to compete with each other. So they need not only to sell, but they need to sell better than others. So if you have only 2 people, you will have conflict. But if you have 3 people, you will have this team play. So who's better this month? Who's better next month? How we do it better like next year, and so on. So 3 people, 3 sales managers, of course they will require some money, but they will rise your sales and they will rise success of your company very quick. So do not forget about this. And then next thing is sequence, like sales sequence. Sales sequence you usually run inside CRM. Most of the companies, they don't use CRM. It is like a very sad thing, but they usually keep it on personal relation. Like I will speak to this client, I will speak to this guy, and this guy is almost ready. So they keep it in mind. But to have a good business, you will need a good CRM, because you will have like many hundreds of leads. If you don't have hundreds of leads, you will not have enough projects to maintain your business. So you will need hundreds of leads, sometimes thousands of leads, then to put them on the next stage, and so on. So what kind of software would I recommend for this? Actually a lot of softwares, so I recommend these 3. I think most of them, they have like 3 options, and I used for some time free option like Jira, and then I just pay for like Bittrex 24 and others. And Pipedrive is quite nice, also having a free option. And Zoho is good for Middle East, I think, because they have like integration with some kind of accounting as well, according to laws of UAE, as I think. So Pipedrive, Jira and Zoho, but there are tens or hundreds of others which you can use, but use them. If you don't use them with a good discipline, you will not have a good sales flow. Sales flow is something which you need to have your business successful. And then inside of CRM, you will have this Kanban. Kanban is this thing, yes? So you get a client and move it. So this Kanban has a history actually from Toyota company. So Toyota founder said that he needs to understand like on which stage every car is. And there were no computers at that time, and they just put it on a wall. Like every car, they put it from this stage and they just moved on next stage and next stage, and visually they could see like how many cars in each stage and where they stop and slow down the production. So CRM have this sales funnel, and pipeline. And it consists of these parts, like creating awareness is usually the marketing. So on a marketing stage, you have the lead, and this means that someone knows about you. And then fostering interest. So you contact first time with the client and you try to foster interest and move client to the next stage where you pitch your offer. So you can pitch your offer in the showroom on a meeting, or it can be Zoom call, or it can be visit to the project or something else. So then this will be the key stage where client decides whether they want or not. And then they get some time for consideration, because usually they talk with other companies as well. And then they make their decision, which is the sale. So why it is a funnel? Because more people here, less people here, and very small amount of people who finally pay to you. And this is here. Okay? So this is like a pipeline of getting the client to you. And if you don't move clients from this one to this one and so on, you just don't understand on which stage this is all getting over and why no one is here, almost no one. But if you get from this stage to this, then this, and you understand how people move, then you can make it faster and better, like Toyota previously made their production. Important detail about every big smart home installer company, not big, even small. If you go to bigger projects like villas and even some apartments and renovation, this is quite long term. So client comes to you and client can pay maybe after half a year because they don't have everything ready for you yet. So this is long-term sale. And on a long-term sale, you cannot sell everything from the beginning. So when client comes to you, you cannot sell in this moment. What you can sell is you can sell the next stage. The next stage from here. So if client comes and client is on this stage, like fostering interest, then you can sell this part. On this part, you sell that you don't sell this, like you will need to pay us like this amount of money, you will have these products and so on. You just say that on all of your questions we will answer, we will show you the presentation, we will give you more ideas about your house and so on, moving him to this stage. So you are selling the next stage all the time. You don't sell the final stage, because the final stage will be like after 5 steps. Okay? And then self-representation. So like 90% of the companies, they have like very shitty self-representation, like nothing. Because they come to site like, what, please show me what needs to be done. Something like this. So if you try to do any of this, which is shown here, if you try to understand any of this, this will make you better than 90% of other companies instantly. So very obvious things, just do it. Like first thing is portfolio. So what you need to do is you need a printed portfolio. Some, of course, like you open a laptop, you show a presentation, this is good. But if you have a nice, but expensive printed portfolio, looking expensive, this will make you like better than 99% of other companies which present something to this client. If you have some real life devices with you together, this will be even better. So printed portfolio shows like printed pages from your engineering projects. So client understands that what you do is you do with precision and you do with high quality. So this portfolio shows this. Next thing, portfolio shows photos from nice projects and like high level projects were done before and you show it to the client. If you don't have it, you can have portfolios from your brand, for example, like you select the brand, let's say our brand, and you take some projects which were done inside your portfolio. And when client asks you, of course, you can answer like this one is not from our portfolio, this one is from Germany, this one is from, I don't know, Spain. But once client sees it, his mindset becomes much towards using your product than not using. So printed portfolio with engineering prints and with some nice interiors inside, and we're showing of what kind of nice control is available, like nice switches and so on. And then salesperson needs to know many things, but three main, without which it is not possible to sell. So salesperson needs to know the product, like what they sell, and they sell not equipment, they sell actually your service. And then company, how your company works and why your company is good. So this is branding actually. So why client should use your brand, and this unique sales proposition is in here, is in company. And then salesperson needs to know competitors, because if they don't know competitors, it means their product is not good enough, because most likely a lot of competitors there on the market and most likely they produce a better product and this guy does not even know. So what kind of expert they are. Okay, so product, company, competitors. Three things you should always check yourself if you are a salesperson or your people. Second thing, what salesperson needs to have with them. Salesperson needs to have at least a business card, because many clients, they would like to see like what kind of business card you have. And if it is high level business card, then they start thinking better, much better about you. And then a website. If you don't have a good website, it is like really bad, because client would go and visit about everything they can find before paying to you. And if they can find no website and they don't understand like who you are, then you are just these cheap electrician guys. And then you should have videos to show to your client. These should be videos promoting your product, of course. If you don't have, like, get them from the manufacturer of smart home system. Like as Larnitech, we have many videos, and you can find a lot of them in YouTube. So you can find videos about like security things. You can find videos about, I don't know, lighting, climate control, media control. Everything you offer should be available in videos, and you show these videos to the client. And then important thing salesperson should have is quick calculation thing. Quick calculation spreadsheet, for example. So client says, okay, how much? And if you answer like, sorry, we don't know, we need to make a like engineering project before, this will lead you to fail. You need to make a quick calculation immediately, like within few minutes. You will say, of course, this is not final, this is based on our like previous projects, but quick calculation. Because like the main thing which led to success of McDonald's is that you don't need to think. You just say, okay, meal number 4. And that's it. You don't need anything else. So here the same. So you say, let's do a quick calculation for you. Based on our previous projects, like 500 square meters villa will cost you, let's say, like maybe 100,000 dirhams, something like this, in equipment, and then something in a job, and then about something like this. But if we add more, it can be more. If we remove something, it can be less, but something like this. And then client considers. And then a demo case. If you have the demo case with you, it is of course much better when you visit the client. We have some demo case videos, and we have a very nice Larnitech demo case. And also, if you work with other brands, most of them, if you ask them, they will recommend something like a demo. So this will be like a good addition to your sales kit if you have it. And then different types of sales. Like there are some types of sales which different companies prefer. So first type is most simple, showroom sales. So what you do is in your funnel, you make a pitching session inside your showroom. And in showroom, we have a separate videos about this, and we have a big part about this in a big training. Showroom sales means that you can prepare the atmosphere, prepare the feeling which client will have when they come there. So you can prepare the music with lighting, and you can prepare like the ambience in there. And then you will have the script inside showroom. And then visit sales. Visit sales is very different. Many clients, they are ready only to visit sales. They will not visit your showroom. They just will say, come, tell us what you have, something like this. And this is when you need a demo case, and this is when you need a portfolio and other things. Okay? And most important here is that you will come to this site and you will make an impression. So you will need to make a good impression. And then there is this type, event sales. So event sales, they are usually done together with some designer companies or maybe building developers. So let's say you speak with some building developer, usually not very big, but sometimes big. Let's say, I don't know, Danube, something like this. Or Damak, or MR. So you talk with them and you say, we will have the special presentation for your clients who just recently bought some kind of property. So you will have the advertising to the property owners, to the new property owners. And once you have it, some of these clients will be interested, and this will be like another part of your sales funnel. So making these events, let's say once per month, is quite important, because once you have it, you will have much more interested clients which already saw you, which already understand you and did not just see the advertising. And then messenger sales. Messenger sales are important now because once you have someone in your messenger answer to you, you will be able to send them different things. So you will be able to send them like quiz, you will be able to send them updates about you, and once they are making the decision, they will be not like spam, of course, but it should be some rare but strong impression about what your offer is. So sometimes when you have already a few hundred or sometimes few thousand people in your messengers and only some of them became clients, after 1, 2, 3 years, they become your clients, because this becomes your warm auditory. So like these were main types of sales. Again, showroom sales, visit sales, event sales, or messenger sales. Like choose which one is better for you. And then do not forget about scripts during your sales. So all of these sales, they all should have a script. We have some examples of script like in a big training, but you can make your own example quite easily. But without script, sale will not be done. Almost never. So the script of the sale, if it's in showroom or if it's during the event, you should stick to the script. And then you will have the outcome which you would like. The script depends on the product and on the sales funnel. So, of course, you sell different things. So sometimes you sell, I don't know, let's say simple things like camera installation, like security camera installation, or door video phone installation, or maybe smart lock installation, like quick installation. And sometimes you sell like the whole smart home, where you have much more systems, like all of the systems which you do, and much more money, but it takes much longer time. So these should have different scripts. And you can have like maybe 5 to 7 scripts which you use depending on what is your client. For this, we have a special type of file. This file we call why, how, what. So this is like a spreadsheet. Why, for what reason we offer this, how we offer this, like the script is inside, and what we offer. Like for this type of client, why? Because we would like to sell them the smart lock, which will make his life better, like this way and this way. How do we sell it? And here is the script. So we show this presentation, and then we show this product, and then we ask about this. And then what do we sell? And there are some like brands, some types of smart locks which you sell, and so on. So why, how, what file is like a very important part of your sale, and you will have scripts inside there. Okay? And now almost finished, like all of the main things we have now passed. And then client conversation tips, some of them. Because we have like a big part about conversation with client, but we have some tips now which you should remember if you would like to sell better. So number 1 is make short and clear messages. It doesn't matter if you talk to client inside a messenger or in email or in person. Just short and clear. Because many engineers, many of us, we like to speak like very long. So about these protocols and about these complex things and so on. And then client is lost. Client does not know what to do. 1-2 phrase is always enough to explain something, almost anything. So when you want client to move inside your script, you have 1-2 phrase, and then client asks you. You answer with 1-2 phrase, and then try to move the client to the next stage of your script. And no long talk. This is very important thing. And then when you talk with Messenger, do not use voice messages, but encourage client to use voice messages. Why? Because you will get more information if client just speaks to you. You will hear the tone which they speak and so on. So, but when you send something to the client, send in short text messages and do not talk to client like okay, probably we will need this and that. So it will usually be like this. So do not do it. Just listen to the client and send the text. Next thing about messaging with the client, always finish with a question. So let's say we have a conversation with a client and client says, hello, I see you do smart home. Do you install RGB lighting control? I want from the smartphone. And you say yes. How much does it cost? And you say, okay, typically from 50 to 300 dirhams per group. And client says, thank you. So like, what was it? It was a free consulting? No, you should ask, because this one is not finished. You will need here the question, like, should I send like a person to you to speak about this? Or can we come and make a presentation? Can we come and make an offer? Should I send an invoice to you? Something like this. So there should be a question with the action which clients needs to do. Okay? So remember about this, and none of your interaction with the client should finish with this, yes, thank you, bye-bye. Never. There should be a question with action. I hope you make notes about this, because a lot of things, and these things are important if you want to have a successful sales. So I hope you make notes. If not, not good. Then, one more thing about messaging. Clients, they love when you say send named videos with good content to them. So let's say client name is, I don't know, Hamza. Hello dealer Mr. Hamza. I recorded here the video how motion sensor works. Please look at this. And you record from your showroom or from your, I don't know, demo installation or from something. And they will be shocked, because like 99.9% of the companies, they don't do it. And here you see something working, and this content was made specially for this client. And then they will value you very much. Okay? So do not send audio messages, but send videos if you have valuable content for this client. And then very, very important thing which actually makes a big business for many, many companies. Clients love when you directly tell them what to do. This is, of course, psychology thing. And this is how our brain works. But when you have a good relation with client, you start telling them what to do, and client does it. You will be surprised how many clients will do what you say. Remember this phrase, let's do this. And then you say what to do. Let's do this. So, example. Client says, like something like an objection, like, I'm not sure if I need all this, what you described. And you say, let's do this. We make project documentation, it's very cheap. And after this, you can decide if you want it on just some parts, or maybe you want all smart home. Is it okay? Let's do this. And you will be surprised how many clients will agree to this one. Let's do this, and many things which you can say after this which lead you to the next stage of your funnel. Okay? And last but not least, like there are a lot of strategies how to overcome objection, how to handle objection. Like most common objection is like it's too expensive or something like this. The phrase you should remember is yes, exactly. So once client says something which is objection, you say yes, exactly. And this objection instantly becomes your sales point. But you should have some training with this. So, example, client says, okay, you offer this brand, but I have seen another brand advertising a new good feature. I really like this. You say, yes, exactly. You've seen it too. So now you can speak about this as an expert. Our previous client tried it. It works 2 times out of 3. Is it okay for you when it works 2 times out of 3? Something like this. So you say yes, exactly, and this means that their objection become not objection, but your sales point. Okay, so 2 phrases. Let's do this. Yes, exactly. With these 2 phrases, I hope you go out of this webinar and start sales better. And finally, finishing the deal. It's very important that you always pushing the client to the finishing of the deal, because it's very common, like most of the companies, most of salespeople, they talk to client, they speak with client, like client hours asking them about something, and they consulting client, and nothing moves forward, like meeting by meeting, and you spend a lot of time on it, and money, of course, because this is like transportation money and so on. You push client to finishing the deal, and there are 3 main strategies how to push client to finishing the deal. Every meeting, every conversation, do not forget to try to push client a little bit to finishing the deal. So strategy number 1 is make time shorter. Like this offer we can do only this week. We are sorry, but like chip shortage and prices go higher, we can do this only until the end of this week, sorry. We would like to extend it, but most likely we cannot. So the price will be higher. So make time shortage. Second thing is imagine. So turn on imagination of the client. Like you have already signed it. Let's say, what do we do next? Let's say we have a deal. Like, how would you like to have your lights done? Okay, so once you have this, let's say we have a deal. Client will be moved forward to having the real deal. Okay, so all of you salespeople should know about this one. And the third one is like a little bit of a trick. Some people, they like to use it. This is a psychology trick. So you say a few times a word yes. So you say yes for this, you say yes for this, yes for this, and you ask client simple questions on which they will answer yes. And then you can ask if we sign a deal. And his mind is in a yes position now. And there is a good chance that they will answer yes. They want to answer yes now, because mind works like this. Okay? So these are 3 things which you do to move forward to the finishing of the deal. Hope this was good for you. So a little bit about where you can learn more. And you can have questions now. Actually, if you have questions, I will be here like for a few more minutes, and you can write your questions in the chat. I'm reading the chat. So a little bit about the bigger training which we plan now to have and which we preparing now. We already negotiated the prices. So this will be quite big training with a lot of things. So this will be, let me show you the web page of this training. So this is Smart Home Installer full-featured online course. This is like not a real date yet. And you can go to this website and I will copy this for you. We do not accept like payments yet for this course because it's not ready yet, but you can send us the interest. Like if you press buy there, you will just send an inquiry and we will understand that you are interested in this. So this training we have like with some example here, and for system integrators, installers, contractors, interior designers, and so on. And actually we made it 3 parts and 8 modules. So module 1 we have technical, and module 2 is also technical, and 3 and 4 also technical. So all 4 first modules, they are for a little bit more technical understanding. So here we see different kinds of systems, and this training is actually, it is brand free, so it is not about Larnitech, not about CanX, not about anything, like about how market works, and with all our experience in this. So we show examples of systems, we show wired systems, we show wireless professional systems, we show wireless customer systems and how they work, why they are good, and control software. And then we go to like what and how we control with technical solutions. And this will include technical solutions like exactly how we connect this kind of light dimmer to this kind of light and so on. How we connect these kinds of motors to these kinds of controllers. And then we have installer workflow and project implementation. So what should be the team of the installer to implement the project on a high quality? What should be done before the start? And then first commercial offer and BOQ. And then agreement, like we have different kinds of examples of agreements for the client and templates. And then what is technical task and what kind of technical task should be done. And then what should be done on design stage, wiring stage, smart distribution board, and commissioning stage and service stage. And then we have project design and documentation stage. Like what kind of software to use, what kind of time is required for the project design, and what we require from the client before the design starts, and examples of projects, of course, and cable types, what kind of cables do we use for different parts. And then module 5-6 is for sales and marketing. So this was like today it was a very small part of what will be here in sales and marketing. So 2 modules is actually 2 weeks. So every module is a week. So 2 modules is 2 weeks of self-representations and types of marketing and examples of marketing and sales projects, process and sales scripts. And what kind of wow factors do we use to impress the client? How showroom should work? What types of projects and types of clients are available, and why, how, what approach, which I've been talking about with examples. And then this part is for business owner, also 2 weeks, about business models, about how we work after digital transformation happened and how digital transformed companies work, and basics for a business strategy based on trainings from like big universities, and difference between private and corporate projects and how we deal with business models on these stages. And then methods for growth, like if your company is on one stage and your company would like to go to another stage, like to make it like 5 times more profit. And then company structure, like what kind of people you need on different levels. And then we have a lot of additional materials, interviews with different successful installation companies, and trainings on control systems from different vendors, from wireless and wired, and examples of projects done, and many documents and presentations which will help you work successfully. Okay, so you can see all this on the link below. And actually this is it. This is all I wanted to tell you today. So if you have questions, I'm ready to answer. Okay. So this was a closed webinar for like only some of our clients. So I hope you liked it. We are going to have like more open webinar with more people after maybe a couple weeks and with more presentation of the course. And this will be based on another topic. So maybe we go deeper to sales topic, or maybe we go to some kind of technical topic, like more to air conditioning control or lighting control or things like that. So I hope you like it, and see you next time. Thank you guys for coming.